for those of you who were with us last week, you remember we brought in the chairman, House Committee on Sport, who said he's worried that the Minister of Sport is not sincere. And you remember we tried to reach out the Minister of Sport through his media aides. And, I remember Diana Mary saying he does not owe Nigerians any explanation that we should go back and check their press release. Unfortunately, since then, there has been a lot of developments, including this one, where the Nigeria Football Federation wrote a press release about Gara Gombe. That's all about, some of the comments Gara Gombe made in the public space. Let me read partly the press release from the Nigeria Football Federation, where they claim, where the NFF says it considers the recent insinuations by a football stakeholder and one-time chairman of Gombe State Football Association, Alhaji Ahmed Gara Gombe, that the cordial relationship between the Honorable Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Owen Eno, and the Federation is untoward to be entirely baseless. Since his assumption of the office a year ago, the minister has been very positive, dynamic, transparent, and energetic in supporting all activities, events, and programs of the NFF. This is, partly the write-up by the NFF. They go on to say, as far as the NFF is concerned, a strong and necessary bond has been established between the Honorable Minister and the football's governing body. But according to Gara Gombe, well, he is postulating that the newly formed alliance between the Nigeria Football Federation and the sports minister might not be to the best interest of Nigerians. Okay, that Nigerians, we need to sharpen. Let me read some of those messages so that we have a background about exactly what we are looking at. Yes, it seems Alhaji Gara Gombe is back. Alhaji, can you say something? Yeah, wow. Network is just bad. Sometimes these things, it takes a lot of effort to get it, working. Okay, I'm trying to ensure that I get him back one way or the other. Okay, but let me just take a look at some of the his comments in reacting to the press release from the Nigeria Football Federation. He says,
Yes.
Okay. Nice to know you are there now, Alhaji.
Can you hear me?
Well, it's not clear enough, Alhaji.
Can you hear me?
Well, not really, Alhaji. It's not clear enough. All right, I'm trying to get back to taking Alhaji Gara Gombe, but quickly, we have some of the comments he made, so maybe these might just represent what he thinks. Okay, he says, they are desperate. Okay, he says, why are they meeting Minister of Sport? Okay. First question, why are they meeting Minister of Sports? For what? Did he buy their forms? Okay, I think that's for last year. I'm trying to get exactly the last comment. Okay, the most unprofessional, cowardly, and, statement I've ever read anywhere. That's his reaction to the NFF statement. Who signed this statement? Anybody can issue a statement on behalf of NFA, he says. These days, one of the most poorly managed media is the NFA media, with all experience of Olajire, who allows the department to be bastardized. The NFA can't educate me on issues under reference. I stand by my position. Any Minister of Sports that you see have good relationship with the NFA, that minister is corrupt. The president approves money for payment of backlog of outstanding national teams, players, and coaches. Till today, the payment was not done completely. Where is the money? Gara Gombe wrote. I charge the minister and NFF to publish the payment schedule. He goes on. Finidi George was handed a useless contract. Let the NFF and minister publish the details of Finidi's contract. Yes, NFA can educate me, but only on corruption. That one I concede. For minister, yes, he personifies insincerity and supports corruption. Otherwise, where is the audit report of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, AFN? Athletes that participated in the All African Games in Ghana, have they been paid, with a question mark? If yes, let the minister come out clean and publish that. Well, those are the statements from Alhaji Shuaib Gara Gombe, and it would have been very interesting if we could get him, to speak to us live on the show. But unfortunately, it's not connecting. But it's not unconnected with some of the events we had last week. If you remember, we had Diana Mary, who was on the show, and also we had the chairman of House Committee on Sports, who was requesting that the minister should come clean on some monies released to the minister by the federal government. In fact, it was all about the 12 billion naira released to the minister at the beginning of the year. That was during the Africa Cup of Nations. And what we hear is that the monies have not gone to the right destinations. And exactly what has happened to that money is the question. Hello, Alhaji. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, nice to know you're a little bit clearer than before. Well, I just read out your statement that you posted on the WhatsApp portal, and I was wondering what necessitated that particular statement.
Yeah, first and foremost, like I said, the new Minister of Sports, unfortunately, when he came, all of us noticed that his romance with the NFL. And like I said, any minister that you see him having a very good relationship with the NFA, that minister has potentiality to be corrupt. And that leads me to the point of the money Mr. President approved. Remember when we are about to get to Nations Cup, Pasero was demanding for his payment.
Mm-hmm.
Other coaches have been demanding for their payments. Our players have been demanding for almost 18 match bonuses. That has not been paid. President Tinubu, in his magnanimity, approved 12 billion to clear this backlog and everything. Till today, as I speak, the players, national team players, even though it's just because the money is far below their dignity. But if the money is something that is above their dignity, they could have fought for it tooth and nail. But till today, these players have not been paid their allowances, their bonuses. They only clear Pasero because he's a foreigner. And all the other players and the other coaches have not been paid. So where is the money? So that is why I said that relationship is where this thing has been sliced. Remember, when this man first came, without asking questions, the NFL put him in the plane, flew him to Cairo to go and bid for African Cup of Nations, Nigeria to host African Cup of Nations, and we were disgraced. We came back. That is the first beginning. But like I tell you, the bubble will soon burst. They will fight within themselves, and Nigerians will come to know the truth. On the other hand, on the minister, because all is about leadership and supervision, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, similarly, there was an audit report where a staff of the ministry was indicted. The chairman of the federation was also indicted. The report is there. What did the minister do? He did nothing. He just kept quiet. He kept on saying, I will do something, I will form committee, I will do that, nothing. Since Ahmed came, go and check all his statements from the beginning to this moment as I speak to you. There is nowhere Ahmed talked about fighting corruption. And the sports industry, particularly football, is the worst and the most corrupt sector in Nigeria. Any other sector is, by the way, sports is number one. The man is not ready to fight it. He's not ready to listen. He only listen to one side. Me personally, asked me, is there money in sports? I told him there is money, but the right thing has to be done. He said, where is the money? I said, it is there. So, since that time, he avoided me. But whether it is this money that Mr. President gave him, that he's comfortable with, he doesn't want to ask again where is the money or whether there's money in sports or not, it's a different thing. But Bunmi, I can tell you, honestly, that this minister is not ready to change anything in our sports. That is it. And I made that statement. So when NFL go and say that they want to educate me what? They can only educate me about corruption. They can't educate me about anything. And I said it. The statement they issue not signed. How can an institution like the NFL issue a statement and they refuse to sign it? After not being signed, what are they saying in that statement? They are only pressing the minister to show you what I said was correct. Why are they particular about saying the minister did this, did that? Do you know one thing that was so funny, Bunmi? Mr. President just celebrated 1 year in office.
Yes.
One of his achievements, he said that Osimhen won African Cup of Nations and so the best African player.
Yes.
Can you imagine? It's actually what the father of Osimhen.
Well, Alhaji Gara Gombe, please hold on for a minute. The line is not clear. Let's see if the engineers can work on it so that we can have a better conversation. Okay, Abuja, don't go anywhere. It's Football Frenzy.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Have been made. First, it was the chairman, House Committee on Sports, who said the minister is being unsincere with Nigerians, and he wants the minister to come and answer some questions. And again, just yesterday, it seems something crept up with the Nigeria Football Federation releasing a statement and directing it to just one particular person, the former FA chairman in Gombe State, Alhaji Gara Gombe. And just like we did last week, we brought the chairman, House Committee on Sport on the show. Today we said, okay, let's hear from the man himself, the man who is under scrutiny, Alhaji Gara Gombe. I don't know if it's clearer now. Alhaji, sorry for the effort. I know you're putting in a lot of effort, and I know you're on your way somewhere currently.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Now, we've heard a little of what you've said. Let's just hear you. 1 year in office, do you think our minister has really performed? Because if you look at it, the Africa Cup of Nations final, the performance at the All African Games, these are positives. Is it all about positives for the Minister of Sports?
No. And hello.
Yes, go ahead, Alhaji.
What time? When did he came? The time he came and the time we went to Nations Cup. Anything you see we achieve in the Nations Cup, this should be given to the boys. It is their individual brilliance and also sacrifice for the country. Not for anything that we have done to them. And that is the truth. And the same thing is happening. Now we are qualifying for Olympics. Some of our athletes, some of our sprinters, the relay teams for men and women are doing well. Some individual events, they are doing well qualifying for Olympics. And we are clapping hands. The minister is celebrating. What did he do? They have not done nothing to them. So, not do anything. So we cannot say much. Now, he talked about the football master plan. He talked about the post-industry policy that he wants to implement. Which one has he implemented? Show me. And again, the way he's been managing the federations was also wrong. And that is why the chairman House Committee on Sports, Ekene, is querying him. Ekene has every right to query him as a lawmaker. He has an oversight function over the Minister of Sports. But the arrogance of the minister not to be hobnobbing with NFL, not to be hobnobbing with the Athletics Federation and the rest of it. So to me, it is not good. There is, in fact, in achievements, if there is any.
Recording in progress.
Please go ahead.
Recording stopped.
Under this government, as far as sports is concerned, is just the institutionalization of corruption, lack of transparency, insincerity, and also lack of focus. That is my position. So there is nothing to celebrate as far as sports is concerned.
Okay.
We should just celebrate these individual athletes who are in the sport that is helping us. That is the only thing. Look at our league. Now he wants to massage the president. He wants to rename the Federation's Cup to President's Cup. Look at it. After renaming it to President's Cup, so what? The thought renaming a competition like the Federation's Cup after the president supposed to bring in sponsors.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to come, I can tell you. The last time he was calling on Bunmi and
Otedola
and the rest to come and invest in sports. There is no thinking Nigerian who earns his money that will go to Nigerian sports and invest now. Honestly speaking.
Now, Alhaji, you said a lot of things, and one of the concerns raised by the Chairman House Committee on Sport the last time was Nigeria's preparations for the Olympics. He said he's worried that the sports ministry is trying to make things difficult for athletes and those who probably will be going to the Olympics, so that in the end, in the last few minutes, they might ask for intervention funds, just like they did at the Africa Cup of Nations. How can we avoid this? Because, like you said, the athletes are yet to get their due after the 12 billion naira intervention. So at the Olympics, probably before the Olympics, the minister will be asking for interventions.
That has always been the case. We blackmail the government. At every point, any major competition, they want deliberately they blackmail the government and tell you they don't have money. And they see that situations are. No, we know that Olympics takes place every 4 years. So what have they been doing in the ministry for 4 years? Nations Cup, we know how many years it also takes place, 2 years. What have they been doing for 2 years? So it's blackmail to put pressure on the government to release money. When they release money, most of these things have been overtaken by events. Then you corner it. And one place that I know in Nigeria, there you have people that can retire 5 billion for you in 24 hours in the sports industry. No matter the money, they will get receipts everywhere. They can retire 5 billion for you in 24 hours. So what are we talking about? So the Chairman House Committee is right. It's his job, it's his duty. And I can tell you, me, my own personal experience with the minister shows that he is not sincere, he is not transparent, and he is not ready to be. So he allows him to kill it. And certain people, that is it. And they will not lead you to anywhere. 1 year is enough for you, even if you don't implement it, to at least say you are laying the foundation.
All right, Alhaji. Sorry to cut you. For the few more minutes we have before I allow Nigerians, to jump in on this, how can we avert whatever doom, could be coming away ahead of the Olympics? We have the Nigerian women football team, qualified for the event. We have athletics, top athletes participating. We all know it's just like you said, it's a usual occurrence. Few minutes to the Olympics, few days to the Olympics, the ministry will come out shouting, we don't have funds. And you say this is blackmail. How can we avoid this?
It's blackmail. It has always been this, Bunmi. It is pure blackmail. Let me tell you, in fact, the last 3 ministers of sports are supposed to be in jail. Including this one, if investigation is carried out. One, yes, open Olympic camps. He's planning something.
Recording in progress. Recording
It is
stopped.
just now that he decided to put them in camp. There are two that are doing well. I can tell you.
Well, network really not responsive for now. Well, but I think we got the messages from Alhaji Shuaib Gara Gombe saying...
Finally, please, can you take this word from me?
Yes, please. Yes.
We have to try and send one person, just one person.
Well, we need to take that again, Alhaji Shuaib Gara Gombe. Well, network not responsive. Well, Abuja, let me open the phone lines for you to be a part of... Let's open the phone lines so that you'll be a part of it. He has raised a couple of questions, especially saying the minister is not sincere, just like it was raised on the show last week by the chairman, House Committee on Sport, who says also that the minister is not being sincere, that they are waiting to cash out, from the federal government. Things that they are supposed to do are not being done currently. Then they wait till the last minute, when everyone is set and ready to participate at the Olympics, and they try to blackmail the government by saying there is no money for them to participate at the Olympics. And the question is this, just like Alhaji Shuaib Gara Gombe asked, in the last 4 years, you had 4 years to prepare for the Olympics. What have you been doing? You remember we gave the minister, the chance to speak on his part, what the challenges were the last time. But he told us we should go and read his press releases that he has already made his statement there. And I also read to you partly from that press release where all he did was to, take advantage of the situation of the House Committee on Sports chairman. He's been ill for some time. The minister just, stated right there, indirectly abusing him for being ill, which I don't think should be coming from a public office holder. He's fighting dirty in the public while we gave him some work to do. We hope he will not come out when he's some few weeks to the Olympics to tell us he needs some funds to attend the Olympics. The question will be, what exactly have the ministry been doing in the last 4 years since the last Olympics in preparing for the Olympics? Alhaji Shuaib Gara Gombe is back. Let's just take you in some few minutes. You were trying to run things up the last time, Alhaji. Can you please do that quickly?
Yeah, you said what?
Please, let's hear you. Just round off, what you have to say on this one. All right, not the best in terms of network, but let me open the phone line 070-0951-000. Talk to me on the frenzy. Well, there are question marks about the celebration being made by the president when it comes to sport. Well, there have been some very interesting achievements as far as I'm concerned. The Africa Cup of Nations, the Super Falcons qualifying for the Olympics, the performance of Nigerian athletes at the All-African Games. But Alhaji Gara Gombe says, don't give this credit to the administrators. He says the athletes themselves have been training on their own without support from the sports ministry. And also that at the Africa Cup of Nations, it was the determination of the players to succeed and not the input of the Ministry of Sport in any way that helped them to get to the finals. What do you think about this? Let's talk about this for some few minutes, and let's hear your opinion. If you also were on the show last week, you will remember that we had the House Committee on Sports Chairman, Honorable Ekene Adams, who also said the same thing: insincerity on the part of the Minister of Sport. And when we put a call across to the Minister of Sports, he says simply he's not answerable to us. Rather, we can go and read his press releases. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon and welcome to the Frenzy.
Yeah, my name is Abdul, calling from Kugwa.
Nice to have you, Abdul. Let's talk.
Thank you. We are in an interesting time in this present situation we find ourselves. It's very funny. If Alhaji Gara Gombe is saying this, and the chairman of Committee on Sport also said the same thing, that means everything they said is not far from the truth. I think Mr. President should do the needful by making sure the minister is thoroughly investigated. Because this is a country where they will tell you there's no money to do some basic things. For fund will be released without proper monitoring being done. I think Mr. President should help anytime you give a minister, any minister at all, give them money, make sure the necessary follow-up is done. So we don't end up enriching just few set of people at the essence of our national life. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 12 billion naira released in January. Yet athletes yet to get their dues. Exactly what is happening? Let's get back to the phone lines to take your reactions. You can also send messages to the WhatsApp portal 080-999-30137. You can reach me via that portal. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, Bunmi.
Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon. This is Sam calling from Gariki.
Sam from Gariki. Nice to have you on the show. Let's talk.
These kind of allegations and everything has always been characterizing our sports industry, sports department or industry in this country. Most especially MFF or whatever. Sports generally has always been like this. Gara Gombe, yes, he has every right to raise some issues. I'm from the sports minister. His response, what you read last week, was a bit personal. It was too personal to whatever is sent to the House Committee Chairman on Sport. House Committee Chairman on Sport has every right. He pretends, because you journalists will always be blaming legislators that they don't do enough of oversight. What he called for was part of oversight function. Because the sports minister, very disappointing that he was equally a legislator before. If I could recall, he was in the Senate.
Yes,
and
he was.
I knew him long time ago, even before this democratic dispensation. He was in what's it called? This body that fought the military to stand still over democracy or whatever. I've forgotten, but I will recall later. But you see, yes, I've been following sport for decades. Yes, what Gara Gombe said, whatever victory, whatever some successes we've been able to record, we recorded over some years back, or during this qualification for Olympics and other sporting events or the Nations Cup, purely that of the players, purely that of the athletes, purely that of the person, not anything in support from the government. Yes, I know. The 12 billion, the so-called, the 12 billion, not so-called. The 12 billion, yes, I know the real issue behind this. I mean, that whatever the back and forth between the House of Reps and the Sports Minister. The Senate Committee on Sports has not even made it, It's only the sports, that is whatever, the House of Reps is alone. By the time Senate comes in, or maybe they are just, maybe the Senate Committee on Sports is just tarrying a while because the Sports Minister was, it's from the Senate. He was a senator. Because from what I learned, my brother, there are so many things, just that I cannot come on there to be policing the air.
Okay.
I know my age. I know how, when I started following sports, over 5 decades ago, I've been following sports. So I will not be wise on myself to come on air and be polluting the airways.
All right.
You look into, but those allegations should be well looked into.
Okay. Thank you very much. Nigerians asking that the federal government should look into what happened to the 12 billion naira it released to the sports minister and why the athletes are yet to fully benefit from it. We understand that some athletes are still being owed their bonuses from the All African Games. Some have been paid, some have not been paid. Why exactly are some paid and some not being paid? Exactly what is happening? Allegations flying here and there about the Minister of Sports. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Once again, Coach Bunmi.
Good afternoon and welcome.
Yes, Abubakar Ali is my name. I'm calling from PW. Honestly, it's a very sad experience to hear this. Why is it that anything that has to do with money, Coach Bunmi, in this country, whether on sport, whether on any other thing, there must be such some people trying to shortchange the system. These are guys that once in their profession, once they are injured, some of them are gone forever. To go out there. In fact, those guys that's why I don't blame any of our athletes. You understand? They are the most patriotic workers we have in this country. Despite what they are going through, they will still go out there and put on 1,000% for the country. But those sitting in the office under air conditioner system will want to keep what belongs to. Are they supposed to be complaining? There was one under 17 tournament that we had. It is English Suleja. They went to buy football jersey for our national team. Suleja market for that match. Coach Bunmi, honestly, you guys at Toronto Academy, I know you are hearing a lot of things that you cannot even say to the public. But this has to come to an end, Coach Bunmi. We have to put an end to this. We have abundant talent. The talent we have is the ones on top is more than these ones we are displaying. But this system, the corrupt system, is killing the future of. Honestly, I'm saddened.
All right.
Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. And this is just, a continuation of what really happened last week. The questions raised by the chairman, House Committee on Sport, Honorable Ekene Adams, about what happened to the 12 billion naira released by the federal government as intervention funds. And he says the federal government will need to be careful that intervention funds, most of the time when it comes, is mostly spent or used in enriching individuals instead of going to the right quarters. And you ask yourself, January up till now, why is it that some athletes are still complaining? He also spoke about the monies or the dues for athletes for the All African Games. Why the minister could not deny that they are still owing athletes. He said yes, they will be paying them bit by bit. And the question is, why are athletes being paid bit by bit? Some will be paid now, the others will be paid later. What exactly is happening? Kenny Adams, just like Alhaji Gara Gombe has raised on the show this afternoon, says, watch out, the Ministry of Sports will also be seeking for another intervention fund. before this Summer Olympics. He says the federal government should be watchful. There should be no intervention funds. Funds that will go to the sports ministry should be scrutinized, should go through the National Assembly and not just intervention funds. All right, guys, we've had fun on the show this afternoon. We'll see if the minister is ready to talk to us now and not just through press releases. We'll see if we can bring him on the show so that he can clearly come and explain what happened to the 12 billion naira released by the federal government to him and how it's been spent. If he says it's been dispersed to the Nigeria Football Federation, why is he not asking questions if all the athletes have been paid or not? And for the All African Games, Nigeria had good performance out there, despite the government not paying these athletes, which should tell you that the success recorded there might not be largely due to the input of the Ministry of Sport. They performed very well, yet you did not pay them, despite not giving them the best of preparations. Well, the Olympics is on its way. Just next month, we have the Olympics. Would we still be looking for intervention funds? How are the athletes preparing? Most of the athletes you've heard that have qualified for the Olympics and not the likes of it right now are not preparing with the funds from the ministry. They are individual athletes who have sponsors but need the country to participate at such big events. They must fly the flag of a country, so they are flying the flag of Nigeria. They will still go and compete for Nigeria despite little that Nigeria has put in for them. After the event, Nigeria will still fail to pay them despite the release of funds to this effect. What exactly is happening in this country? Now, another question is this. You saw the Under-17 Championship. Nigeria started preparing for Wafu B tournament 3 weeks to the tournament. Even the countries that prepared for 6 months could not qualify. Is it that we don't have talent? Obviously, everybody can answer the question. We have talent. The Under-20 will be participating in Wafu B very soon. When will they be going to camp? We don't know. Very soon, we will all be blaming Ladamboso. We hope we will be sharp enough and, brilliant enough to avoid all this. Because if you don't prepare, you are preparing to fail. We can't continue to have heartaches as a country, because we love sport. I mean, what exactly is happening? These people, when they are outside, they know everything that should be done to bring sports to where it should be. But once they are inside, it's like one of the callers we always say, it's like they've swore an allegiance never to do the right thing. All right, I have about 2 or so minutes to take a couple of reactions if they come in. If they don't, why not? We'll be preparing for the UEFA Champions League final coming up tonight. 8 p.m. is the time. We'll be at Hustle and Bustle to make it real for you. So join the A team at Hustle and Bustle later tonight as we take a live event of the Champions League and your reactions right from there. We'll be in the studio from 7 p.m. to take the preview of the Champions League, and it promises to be exciting. Well, for now, let me say my goodbye and just leave you to some very interesting tunes from the music world. Let me take some few messages that are here on the WhatsApp portal. This one says, good afternoon. Oreva from One Man Village says, corruption has eaten deep into Nigerian fabrics. The Minister of Sports should tell us what happened to the 12 billion. Explain to us how it was spent. If the athletes and footballers change their nationality to play for other countries, the same sports ministry will say they are not patriotic. However, like your guests say, kudos should be given to all individual players. Being a fan of Real Madrid since Cristiano Ronaldo left United to join Madrid, 12 players, the fans supporting Madrid for tonight's game. Ajayi Dari from Wumba. All right, and there's also this particular one.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. This is Ike from Maitama. I wish Borussia Dortmund all the best. Barcelona, I stand. Love you guys.
is Nigeria Info.